Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen from all over the world? Hope you're doing great. I hope your world is faring splendidly. It's your boy Matt Corvo, 26 years old from Montreal, Canada, coming at you live again today, Monday, December the 15th, 2025. For those who don't know me, I've been trading for 5 years, and about a year ago, I started trading futures and order flow. I look at the volume profile, footprint charts, and bookmap. And to put it concisely, I'm doing these videos every single day, recording my screen and talking over it, going over today's price action on the S&P 500 E-mini futures, and going over the trades I caught, the trades I missed, my wins, my losses. And to put it succinctly, I'm documenting my learning journey with Orderflow. Okay, so today was not too bad. I had a win. It was an easy, clean trade, I believe. There were a bunch of trades which I didn't take. Market was quite choppy today. Now I shall share my screen with you, gentlemen, to dive right into it. Okay, let's have a look here. Let me just make my trading view chart bigger and we'll come to footprints afterwards. I just want to show you something interesting about the volume profiles. So I use a couple of them, 2 or 3 different ones. If you look at this one, this is the previous day's session. So you started at 6 p.m. all the way to 6 p.m. of the other day, all the way to Friday, 5 p.m.-ish. So this is your session volume profile. And then on top of it, you can drag your cash session volume profile, which is from 9:30 to 4 p.m. Now it's going to go on top of the session one. And what is utterly fascinating is that those levels, as a matter of fact, do line up. If you look here at the POC, it lines up exactly with the POC here. And if you look at the value area low, it lines up exactly with it too. Now it is just the value area high that wasn't lining up, but that is not a big problem. And those levels were really interesting. If you look at last night, during the overnight session, price bounced here twice off of that level here. And if you look at the previous day value area high, you can see here, price gave it one sell, another sell, another sell. And this one came all the way to VWAP. So that is utterly interesting. If you look at today's session, here there was a trade, but I want to break it down for you, which you could have targeted. I wouldn't say that low, that would have been crazy, but this one or this one, let's have a look at it. Wow, it would have been a beautiful 15-hour trade, ladies and gentlemen. What a shame. But if you look at those trades, price reached the previous day value area low. The session one and the cash one, man, you look on the footprints. Now I will show you it wasn't all that clear. And then price here reaches VWAP. Man, you look on the prints. It might give a reversal, and that is exactly what happened. Frankly, let's even look here. Perhaps there could have been a sell, a break and retest of that level. Here, that level acts as resistance, then support, and then price breaks through it. Perhaps it did give a trade here. So I want to look into all of that. Here, VWAP, that could have been a sell. Lots of trades, ladies and gentlemen. Interestingly enough, this level here, was acting as support, price broke it, price comes back, break and retest. Sell here, plus lining up with VWAP, like I said priorly. And then previous day pointer control, price here somehow gave a small sell, but not a very big one. And you look, if you drag it, perhaps you could have taken a sell from here. Man, not really. Today was really choppy. Price moved in between the 30s and the 08s. So a 20-point range, which was very small. And really after 4, that's why you don't really need to drag your volume profile all the way to 5. It's because there's zero volume, zero. I mean, just the PM session has been horrendous. There was no point in trading it. However, there was quite nice volume at cash open all the way until 11-ish. Wonderful. So this is exactly what I would like to break down with you guys today's trade. So let me make this smaller. So this is my order flow software that I use called ATAS. As you can see the logo here. I use it to look at my footprint charts. I have on here the big trades indicator. I can put VWAP on there and the market profile starting at 9:30. Let's put it here. It didn't give really nice setups. Price never came back to the value area high, stuck between POC, and didn't really give sells. By the way those sells happen, it went lower. So the volume profile newbies can get tricked and saying, oh my God, this is crazy. It came here, it came here. When price came here, the value area high was not there, ladies and gentlemen. It was not there. It was way higher. So let me remove the one from 9:30. And I'll remove this one too here. So first of all, I want to break down what happened exactly here at 9:37. 9:37 when price reached the previous day value area high, came under it. You could have expected a break and retest. Now, I want to show you something. When price reaches your level, it can do multiple things. There are 4 or 5 scenarios that can happen. First of all, is a reversal. It can touch your zone very precisely, or it can go very, very deep and then reverse. Okay, it's very hard to tell. Once price comes very, very deep, it's very hard to tell if it's going to do our second scenario, which is a what? Break and retest. Like this. So this is our first scenario, second scenario. Now, if you look at this break and retest, a little bit tricky. You want to see why? Because price actually came a little bit above the zone here. Anyway, still a valid break and retest. You see it came a little bit above. And that's the tricky thing. Let's say when price is here, should you be buying because you think it's going to reverse, or should you be selling because you think it's going to do a break and retest? Now, what's tricky is that you start selling from here and it comes higher and higher and higher like it did here. If you start selling here and it comes way higher to start reversing back to the downside, you got a little bit tricked. So that's why you always look at the footprints. Now, another scenario that you have is just simply your level got broken through without any retest. That happens sometimes. And maybe a fourth scenario is you think it's doing a reversal, but then it does like that. So that's not really a break and retest. And it's because the sellers that were here, they're holding that level. They don't want it to come higher and they're selling again. So this happens too. You can see probably from here. It came, touched your level here, and it's sold again. There are various possibilities. So first of all, let's break down what happened here. I want to break down what happened here. Price reaches previous day value area high. You're looking for either a reversal or a break and retest. So you have a look. 937. There you go. 937. This is a 24 range footprint chart because it removes a lot of noise. Now you're asking me, Matthias, there's so many informations on your candles, on your footprints, breaking down for me. Very simply, this is the delta column where you see aggressive buying minus aggressive selling. So you see the delta levels instead of just seeing bid and ask like here. I'll show one for you right now. So what happens is on my chart, it does this number, the ask side minus the bid side, the aggressive buying minus the aggressive selling. Okay, so here would be 15, here would be 24, here would be freaking 59, I believe. So seeing the deltas is a very relevant information, and very simply on the second column, I see the volume distribution. So every single one of these candles have the same exact size. They're all 24 tick. Remember, each price level, each point is 4 ticks. All the way from 55 to 56, it's 4 ticks. Right, so I want to break down here. We were at 937. So as you can see, here was here. So how could you have caught that trade? Price breaks through previous day value area high. And frankly, what you're thinking is, wow, maybe this thing is going to reverse. You see this? You got trap sellers and buyers on top. The numbers look very beautiful, but still you're wondering, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. You see this candle again? The buyers are actually able to hold price above, but you see the delta numbers? They're clearly diminishing. Here they're at the absolute same, and here it went all the way from 254 to 6. So not looking good for the buyers, not looking good. And you can see here that they get trapped. And then right after is when price starts selling again. So what you could have done is place a sell limit order on one of the biggest levels, the delta outliers, where you see the sellers where they're really trying to sell. And that's going to be the level where you don't want to see them fail. You want to see them hold price below. Could have been the 55, could have been the 38, but would not have gotten triggered. So you could have used the 55 here, which is in brighter color. So that would have been 57. And where do you put your stop loss? You put it above at 61.75. Put it like this. And what do you target? So price comes here, it chills a little bit around here. What do you target? It's really up to you, my friend. You could go for a simple 3R, targeting that low, or you could even target that if you feel ambitious. First TP, second TP, you manage it however you want. Very well. Okay, next trade. So that was for that one. Okay, so this line here you see is the point of control. So let's see if there was a way you could have entered. So as you can see here, price goes through the previous day POC. It looks like it's giving a reversal, but let's just have a look at it at here, 10:04. There you go. This right here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So it's actually interesting that we're having positive deltas even when price is selling. That means there's aggressive buying, but still a lot of passive sellers. A lot of passive sellers absorbing all the aggressive buy orders. Now you look at this one, interesting candle if you ask me. It goes all the way from minus 642 to minus 145. Big wick to the downside, indicating a lot of buy pressure. So it's indicating you that aggressive sellers are trying to sell this, but there's a lot of passive buyers now absorbing this whole thing. Price goes up a little bit. You want to see the buyers here. Are they able to hold price above them? Are they able to? Now, price goes up here. Okay, price is somehow maintaining itself above, but you want to see follow through. You want to see follow through. You see this candle, and the numbers are strong. Okay, let's see. Do you want to get in on a buy? And then you see this candle here. Oh, it's starting to look bad. It goes all the way from 210 to minus 75. And the minus 75 is almost the same as the minus 76 here. And I would argue here really you could have started selling, seeing this candle here. So on the candle under, maybe you could have started selling from here, the minus 52 or something, which appears brighter. You really wanted to see price maintaining itself below the 103, below the minus 103. So let's have a look here. You could have entered at 68.33. Where do you put your stop loss? You put it right under. What do you target? Target the previous day value area low. So that would have been a nice 4R. Not bad. Not bad at all. So here we already have 8 Rs. Here this is a break and retest of the previous day point of control. Okay, very good. Now, why did I take this trade? Let's go on the footprints at 1022. So what I saw is that we were holding ourselves under the previous day point of control, and previous day value area low was right here. So I thought, let me try to sell this thing. So I was looking for trap buyers and aggressive sellers. So what happens here at around 1021, which is right here, 1021, 2022, so it's right here. What do you see? See trap buyers, a big wick to the upside, indicating a lot of what? Selling pressure. And even if you look at all those strong numbers, it went from 682 to 613. Where did it go? Candle ended up red. It's a divergence candle. Where did it go? Did it go up a lot? No. Do you see green candle? No. So it's indicating a lot of passive sellers absorbing all the aggressive buyers. And boom, it sells. The buyers are unable to hold price above their level here. Their delta outlier, unable to hold price above it, as you can see, and it just drops. And this is where I hit the sell button at 25.50. So right during this candle is when I entered. 25.50. Boom. Nice sell. I basically wanted, I guess that was my delta outlier. I really wanted to see the candle close under that level, and that's exactly what happened. So this was a nice little trade, 3.5R. Okay. Now let's look here, because I thought about buying when price reached the previous day value area low. I thought about buying, but it was a little bit tricky. Look at that. I don't like it. I don't like it very much. Let's break it down candle by candle. Lots of information here. No like blocks of orders. I don't see anything. There's this level here. You really want to see the sellers. If this thing is going to keep going lower, you want to see the sellers hold price below that level here, that 100 at least. Price comes above. Okay, so it's selling you okay, really. Maybe the buyers are really coming back. You might expect a reversal. So now you look here. Very positive numbers. You want to see a follow through. You see 160, 124, 76 here. You want to see the buyers being able to maintain price above those levels. And they managed to do it. However, there's lots of aggressive sellers in this candle. The numbers here, the minimum delta and the final delta are the same. They're almost the same except for one contract. So you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe it's just that the buyers are trying to buy it and the sellers keep coming at it again. So now what you want to see is really those levels. Are they going to hold? Are they going to hold? You see that level here, and more or less at the same place or a few ticks, sellers get trapped at the bottom here. You see a little bit of volume. And now you see that level. Wow, 85, 93, delta outliers, 297, lots of volume at that level, 610. You really want to see price hold above that level. And what happens, you have a lot of aggressive sellers trying to sell it, but does it go down? No. They get trapped even more here and here. They get trapped even more. And what does it show you? Big wick to the downside, indicating a lot of buy pressure. And if it has negative numbers on the aggressive side, but this thing went up, it's telling you that a lot of passive buyers are now stepping in to protect their position, to absorb all of the what? The aggressive sellers. So there was seller absorption here. And then it went up. And maybe this could have been an entry here at the 610.25. So let's put it 10.25, yeah. Stop loss under. Or it's really up to you. You could have entered here at the 14. You see the rest of this candle, you could have entered. You do what you want, but honestly, you could have chopped more, But then you really see the aggressive buyers showing up. And now this whole section here was a mess. It was a complete mess. It was really ugly. It was really a tug of war between institutions. You see those big orders? But nonetheless, this could have been your entry. You put it here. Okay, what do you target? Simple. You target the previous day point of control. That's a good exit. That would have been 6.7 Rs. Yeah, but it would have been an ugly trade. Imagine it goes almost to TP and then it comes back. And you see that shit. Woo. Nonetheless, I want to break it down because it's super interesting. See here, 340, you really want to see price maintaining itself above. Boom. And now, it's hard to say what happened first. It's really hard to say what happened first. So I don't know really how to backtest. But if you look here, whoa, what do you see, ladies and gentlemen? Big trade here. Big guy try to sell price. The candle right after, you see minus 1K, 1,000. So first of all, this candle here has zero follow through, even though it goes up, it has zero follow through. And now that guy doesn't have even much follow through. What's really the definition of a chop, of a consolidation? No side gets follow through. No sides gets rewarded for their efforts. Now this guy, he's trying to keep price under here, but it doesn't work. However, those buyers, they get trapped here. They get completely trapped. And now right after, that guy is finally okay. He's like, thank God. So he comes in again, gets executed at more or less the same level. Here says 1950, and here's at 2025. Boom. Trying to sell again at, no, it's actually the same fucking level. Here at 20. You see, it's an even number. Trying to sell. He's trying to sell, but now after, you really want to see what this seller really trying to bring price down. Is he going to have a follow through? You really want to see the next candle holding itself under. And not really. It doesn't really happen, but those buyers are still in trouble. I mean, they entered here and price is now low. Now the next candle after, you're like, okay, the seller is he's finally getting his reward, trying to sell again. But if you look at the numbers here, minus 244 goes all the way to 44, positive 44. And the 44 is obviously closer to the 71. So it's telling you all of those aggressive sellers are somehow getting absorbed. Or they're way more aggressive orders. There are way more buy aggressive orders. And now this guy completely is the nail in the coffin and it shoots off, as you can see here. So as you can see, this candle here is this one here. Now what I want to break down is this level here. This could have been a nice bounce off of VWAP, targeting previous day value area low. Would have been a beautiful trade, except for that chop here that took freaking an hour of chop. Can you imagine how that sucks? That sucks. And even if you re-entered here, that would have been ugly. Trying to target again POC. That would have been ugly. And let's have a look here. It didn't even touch. So I don't even want to break down that trade here. But what I want to break down is that trade here. Let's have a look at what happened. 1133, price touches VWAP. There you go. 1133, right here. Your boy, Matt Corvo, is going to break that down for you. There we go. Price reaches VWAP here. I don't like how it appears on my software. Lots of information, no blocks of order, really messy. What do you want to see? If you want to see a reversal, what do you want to see? Trap buyers getting absorbed, and aggressive sellers. So what do you see here? Big wick to the downside, indicating a lot of buy pressure, and you really want to see the buyers able to hold price above them. And the fact it went from minus 364 to 1, that shows you that big wick here. Now, price goes actually above it, but it comes down. And you can see, wow, they're in trouble. All of that part, they're underwater. And you see those delta outliers here. The 55 I like. What you see, even what's more interesting, the minus 246 and minus 246 are the same. It's telling you this candle is very, very negative. Very negative. And then, yeah, I guess you could have entered off of that candle here. It's a shame it didn't come higher to fill up those levels. Yeah, I could have entered off of that candle here. Let's put it at 38. You basically wait for that candle to close and you're basically ready for that one. You see those buyers that are trapped, price comes under, you're ready to sell. So let's put it at 38. I don't know. Short position 38. Put your stop loss here. There's no need to put it here, because this is more where the sellers initiated the move, not here. It's really starting more from here, those larger numbers. 41.75. Okay. Now, what do you target, ladies and gentlemen? Previous day value here, real low, baby. Boom. Now, being ultra realistic, it's quite easy to say in hindsight, oh, it's because it reached VWAP. You had trap buyers here. That's why it sold. You look at the numbers here. That's why it sold. But nonetheless, you could have been here. You see all of that and you don't know what happens here. You see this. Price still could have gone higher. It still could have done it. Because remember, we were sort of holding ourselves above the previous day POC also. Nonetheless, history was made and something else happened that played out. But those were the trades that could have been taken today. So we have 8 Rs, 12 Rs, 3.5. So that's 15, 6, that's 21, plus that one, 5. 26 Rs that could have been caught today. 26 Rs. Not bad. Realistically, you could have caught maybe 7 Rs or 7, 8, 10 Rs realistically. Minus a loss, okay. So 8 Rs minus a loss or 2. Realistically, 8 Rs. That's why I want to keep persevering, keep studying, because I know deep down inside of me, if I keep studying, keep applying myself, devoting myself, committing myself to studying as much as I can, always push deeper, push further. I know one day I'm going to be really a fucking expert at this, and it's going to become second nature. I'm going to be on freaking autopilot mode, and I will spot it like this. I'll smell it from a mile off. And I'll just be able to catch all the moves. I'll make shitloads of money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was all. It was a pleasure, as always, to break that down for you. We were Monday, December the 15th, 2025. And I hope to see you in the next video, my dear chaps.